Hello, this is a two handicap game played on IGS where white won by a small margin of 1.5 point, and that's because of losing a stone in the center with a lot of surrounding territory that shouldn't happen. And also black missed an opportunity to cut a few stones in the middle. So this game could have been won by white by a larger margin. Let's check it out. So we have a Komoko, another Komoko, the basic Joseki in the top left corner. So far so good. Now black prevents the Shimari, that's well played. White goes for the modern Keima. White can also consider Kosumi here. Both moves are playable. And nowadays it became trendy again to play Q5, but for a short while Q6 was the fancy move because AI would play it all the time. Well, this Q6 leaves a different RG as black can approach R8 or attach R3, then play Q4, all these forcey moves. Of course, black can wait and decide which to play later in the game. So this stage, it's common for black to extend back at M3 and simply make a base. But black slides in the corner R2. So this R2 it's a little bit hasty because black can use R3 instead. That's why it's better for black to simply extend for a base. And now white defends S3. Now S3 it's an endgame move. White should extend on the right side. Simply cover a big open space at R10. If black plays S3 right away, white doesn't have to answer. White keeps expanding in Sente. Well, even if it's not Sente, it's very big to play R14 and then continue next with O17. So playing a move like S3, it's a little bit slack right now, especially that white has S2 as a local option. When white plays S2 and black simply goes up and Hane, white will build more in the corner and also put a lot of more pressure on the bottom groups, so black still needs to extend for a base. However, if black cuts, white can fight very nice here. Black has to pay attention which Atari to play, on which side. If black just goes S1, white can extract here, go down in order to force black into one eye shape, then sacrifice both stones, connect, and now black has a problem. If black just extends, white blocks, and there's only one eye in the corner. If black jumps, white can push and then clamp, and again, black has only one eye in the corner. So black is already dead. Now if black plays Atari from the other side and white goes down, the sequence is a little bit different, as black can gain two eyes in the corner. But he hurt his outside stone, so it's still not so great. White can extend here, for example. So when black discards P3 to take the life in the corner, it's actually a very good result for white, because the life in the corner is rather small. So therefore, white doesn't have to decide right now whether to play S3 or attach S2. Simply go for R10. Now if black extends back to M3, there is no necessary to add another move S3. You can wait till later in the game. So this S3 feels like playing a Yose move in a Fuseki stage of the game. So black extends back. For black it's a bit safer to play M3 to be more territorial and keep the base safe. When black extends M4, white can come invade at K3, and this will threaten to slide and take away the base. Now if black will double up M3, white extends for a base, and it feels that M4 it's a waste, so there are two stones instead of one for black. Very good for white to play in the top right corner. This is a nice point. Then black pincers. Well, it's still kind of proper for white to play simply R10, but playing R14 is fine, especially being a handicap 2 game. Now black pincers, white counter pincers. This is a good spot because black wanted to go R8. Well, if white comes out here first, black will defend the corner, then pincer. It's an option. If black extends here, white will immediately triple approach. So that's generally good. But anyway, nice idea to play R9. Now here black should consider the attach on top. Try to cover white stones and get some thickness. White may fight with a Hane, but then, oops, that's a misclick. Black can crosscut. Now white can go Atari, connect, then leave in the corner. This way, oh, keep misclicking. White captures those guys in the corner, but black goes for a lot of outside thickness. So black is connected on the outside, white takes the territory in the corner. That's an option. Black can also just defend 017, and then when white attaches to live in the corner, black can separate and give up the corner for outside Moyo. So that's a Joseki too. White can also play this move, and usually, sorry, black can play this R15 kick. White will just go up, allowing that Q14 tiger mount. It's a nice shape for black, and then R14 will be kinda lost. When white comes up, black needs to defend the top, either on the 4th line or 3rd line. Probably in this case the 4th line, because this way it's going to give some support to R11. Then white can cap or play a shoulder hit or simply jump out. But now R11 is kind of thin, so white can fight like this and later on invade the corner or approach the top group from M17. This is the fighting spirit variation, more or less. Now white goes for the top side, in which case black has to play the tiger mount. And this is generally good for black to take this tiger mount. Now slide in the corner and black play the attach. That's okay, it's a bit too much. Black can actually play S18 in this case. Well, normally simply San, but then when white pushes again, black still needs S18. So black can block S18 directly, then white needs to extend for a base. If white plays San, black will simply connect. If white bumps here, black can pull back. But anyway, white needs to extend for a base. Then it's a trade. White got the top right corner, white extended in the top. Sorry, black got this side, white got the top area. And now black being center, he can add another move to on the left side. This is threatening to invade C12 or simply reinforce the bottom area with F3. So black attach, which is maybe a little bit too aggressive. And white of course got. That shows fighting spirit. So far so good. Then take the stone and leave in the corner. So white is already alive in the corner as it stands. Now the thing is, if white wants to extract this stone, black can play Kosumi, threatening to kill the corner, then cover. If black covers right away, white will Hane and connect under. So white play the Hane first. If white doesn't play anything, if white simply goes F3 or K3, black will immediately be SA16 in center, then white needs to block. So white loses the opportunity to use the Agi at R14 somehow. Therefore, white played the Hane right away, which is fine, and pull back. Now black captured. This seems a little bit slow. Black can leave that stone. For example, if black extends in the top and white comes out, black can just discard one stone and still keep a big Moe in the top. Of course, black can also resist. Cover, then block, and fight. But this is a little more dangerous. So it's a good option for black to sacrifice. But black didn't like the prospects of allowing R13 to escape, so then he just captured. It feels a little slow, but still, black got a very thick formation on the outside, and now white is happy to be center. So let's move on with the actual game. Approach this corner, that's fine. Kick is also good. Usually on this kick, white should always go up. And then black needs to protect the corner, F3 or F4. But either way, there are lots of invasions on the bottom side. There is C3 still available, H3, J3, and K3. So let's say white comes inside at K3. If black double up, white can slide, or one space jump, or slide like this. Either way, white can leave inside. Then if black approaches from H3, white can jump out, or attach M3, or slide M2 and then jump. And now the base in the low right corner seems a little bit over concentrated. And on the other hand, white can still invade C3 later on. So the San is still available. That's why it's good to go up at D6. Otherwise, when black takes the tiger mount d6, it just feels too good. And that happened. Now the sunshine invasion, very good. In fact, here in this position, black can also play d3, because when white comes out, black can attack the bottom, and if white goes for a base, now the tiger mount. But one has to take the opponent's nice spot, so my key move is my enemy's great move, in which case it makes sense for black to play the d6. Now sunshine is a good move too, and black had to play Atari from c7. If white comes down, there are actually several ways to continue here. Black can play the Kosumi, white needs to connect under, and now the group on the bottom is a little bit in danger. And if white comes out to protect the bottom group, then black will just bump or capture the two stones. So playing Atari from above is more interesting than playing Atari from below. White goes out, he doesn't allow the Ponuki, that's a good move. And here, it's better to turn, because it's a way to defend more actively. Now, if black doesn't go out and allows the Atari, it's terrible. Here, white has a peep on the second line, and then extend again towards the side. So somehow, black's group in the middle seems to be in danger, and he should run out. But it's still floating, no ice, and white grabs territory both on the bottom and the left side, while chasing that group. Playing just this connection, it feels too heavy. It's obvious you gotta block here or here, because otherwise black will push through, but the turn gives a better shape. For example, the follow-up in the center is to play a Keima like this, and it will expand the Moyo. Also the block, it's okay. But the thing is, the turn is nice, because if black plays b4, white will immediately Atari and force black into a bad shape. Then defend elegant in the middle. So just connect, then push and clamp. So black doesn't want to allow b4 in center, the block is good. And then extend out. h3 is a nice spot to go out. Well, black leaves on the left side, but it's still quite painful. And now, yeah, block at k3. This is fine. It protects the bottom side, but white hits center already. This is fine. With j2, white is looking to get rid of the edge at g2. And probably center if black protects. Fine. Then play away. Now this is good to see how black reacts, whether to play p19 or o19. The Atari, it's not necessary, because there's a cut. Well, it leads to a co-fight, but it's good to have it there. So white can jump out directly, and if Hane, jump again. Let's never know, at some point p19 may be a problem. Once white Atari, there is no more Agi to connect with a ko, and the shape is still kinda thin. Yeah, this is a nice jump. And sacrifice one stone, it's a good decision. And that actually happened. Nice idea to give up the stone, because black doesn't build too many points taking that stone. Now here, before jumping out, white can turn. This turn it's actually sente, because if black tries to surround the group, white will just Atari and this creates a snapback. So it's easy to capture those stones and make some eye shape. This turn at k18 can be played pretty much anytime. So if white turns, in case black wants to continue attacking the group to keep pressure, he needs to capture, and then white jumps out. So it's a good exchange to play k18. Like this, black will never build those points in the top like it happened in the actual game. So cap and still turn. Every time white turns, black will capture. So white comes out. And now some desperate attempt to cut. This is too much. Black should just protect in the middle. Now white should turn and then protect again against the cuts. And that's all. Black has to switch the targets. So the cut was a little bit risky. Now playing this move gives black a good shape, because black can make the table shape. What white should do, white needs to set up a ladder here. But in order to do that, white needs to have a stone at f14. So white can start with Atari here, then play f14, threatening to catch the two stones, And now simply set up the ladder, because the ladder goes directly into the wall on the left side. And if white is aware, no, black is aware of the ladder, then black will protect the middle and white just captures a stone. In fact, the way it went in the game, it's also good for white. So Nobi threatening the 2 stones, then catch the top stone. Yeah, that's fine too. So either take one or the other. And black gave up 1 more stone. It wasn't necessary. Now for black to invade the left side, c12 is the key point, and then come out d10. But this is not going to do much. White can connect. When black invades here, this move doesn't connect at b14, so it's not necessary for white to play b13. Now the way white should protect or react to the invasion is to go Kosumi and try to surround at c11. When black goes out, white Hane. If Hane, in this case, being so strong, white doesn't even need to cut. Just go out with a Nobi and still kill everything. When black connects, the 2 stones are pretty much in danger, so just play here, and it's going to be a collapse. But cut works too, even if Atari, and so on. Black dies inside. So this is a way to surround. Now playing this move, it's still threatening to connect under, but there was no danger there. I mean, when black plays c12, it threatens to play b14 to connect. That's why white goes b13, because if white tries to swallow like this, black will connect under. But this is a bit different. So now normally white should just attach, and then if black cuts, there's Atari and cut again, and this is not a very great call for black. So push through. Yeah, this attach, it's a good backup plan. And Atari from behind and cover. This is also good. When, well, white can play this move and then catch 1 stone and kill the other stone. And if black captures, Atari again, when cut, take the call. And if black has some threats, for example, something here, then connect. Now when black wants to connect under, white can push first and then take the call. Because when white eliminates the call, black will just lose more stones. Not an easy call for black. So it's quite heavy. This was too much. Black was supposed to connect and allow white connect too. Then just extend. But how's the score? This probably still center. Some reducing here. So black is not going to build a nice center like it happened in the game. It seems like it's a good game for white. Black is small and neutral everywhere. Yeah, this should be an easy win for white. So now white captures the group on the left. That's a fine decision. Normally here, white can play Atari and connect. This is a much easier capture. So when black tries to save his stones, white can push, throw in, and then Atari from the outside. So when black plays here, white doesn't have to do anything, because it's still Dame Tsumari. When Atari here like this, capturing 3 stones, black can ignore and white will take 4 more. So white can just play away. And then when black connects, take the 3 stones. Only when it's necessary. So that's an easier semi. Like this, white is a little bit greedy, going for more stones, so black has to play all those forcing moves instantly. It's better for black to play the shoulder hit, then push and cover. White is alive on the bottom, but this way more potential for black in the center. So Kosumitsuke, then wedge to create cutting points, very good. And here actually black should pull back. When white cuts, protect. When white plays here, connect and then cover. So there is still more potential in the center, but white will come from the other side anyway. So this way, white has Atari and connect to reduce the center a little later. Crosscut, brave. Connect, it's fine. Then white should actually simply come out. No need to allow the Atari on the outside. Come out a few times. If black plays something around here to expand the center, white will get inside from the bottom. Center is not as big as it looks anymore. It's actually like 20 points here. White is still okay. White got a lot in the middle and the left side. So it should be a very comfortable win. Now this move can be a little risky because of the tsuke around here. Normally just one space jump or shoulder hit and jump out to be more connected. Then jump again in the center. So sacrifice 0-4 to have a line that comes in the middle. So black is trying to separate. Now here black should hane right away. Then when white atari, black can go out, white connect somehow, either solid or like this, then black will just atari from behind. How is the ladder? Oh, black can always play this atari first. Then atari here. But the ladder was working anyway. So then when this atari, push and cut. So it seems that n6 jump was a little bit overstretched. Now Nobi, this hanging connection gives I shape, but yeah, the solid connection at r6 is the right move. So when black hane, white can counter hane. Now playing the hanging connection when black hane, if white counter hane, atari comes and atari again. Oops. So this way, n6 is separated from the right side and black starts to look at the big center. White can actually play Kosumitsuke here, then hane, then connect this way. So even if black plays atari, white is fine. And on this move, if black goes up, white will take the bottom stone in exchange for losing the n6 stone. So when black captures this n6 stone, the game starts to be much closer. Good idea to come from this side. Damage a few points here. That's a nice move. Now, there are all kind of Sente forcing moves. Hane here first, then push like this. Push again. Double Hane is an option too. Or cut. Sorry, cut first. Atari connect. Black will take the stone, otherwise white will capture 2 stones. Then Atari, and then bump. Because now white can damage the bottom side. Here, black will probably hane. Then white connects, captures a stone, and black needs to protect again. So in the end, this n6 capture is not going to be that large. And now the hane at l3. So let's see how it developed. L3, and take the 2 stones in center. That's very good. This turn is super big. Actually, black didn't have to play m2. Just atari and go for a big center. Then also atari here. Because this atari has a good follow-up. Push, atari, and so on. White will probably answer. There are many cutting points here. Then extend, and on this cut, just extend. White takes, atari from behind, pull back. Now that's a pretty big center for black. This one was soft, so white got to use the cutting points. It's actually pretty good to play atari here first. If black connects, white can push, then atari, then cut, then push through. So this way, white gains more. In fact, push again. And it's all center. White went like that. White can actually take the 2 stones, just atari. And finish with that area right away. Black comes out, turn, very good. Here, white can hane first and then play keima. Because the cut is not working for black anymore. Zack, zack, and take. So turn, hane, push again, that's good. This became a little dangerous. That's why white should hane first, threatening the 3 stones, and then push along. Now the cut here doesn't work. Atari from behind. This atari may hurt, okay. Must answer. So if black comes out, white's plan is to go atari here, then nothing works. Or atari like this, but when black captures, white is in atari, so Atari from behind, black can come out, then go for the 3 stones or Atari again, black comes out again. If Atari here, black goes out, white extends, and black can always take the 2 stones here. But right now, black will push again and look for the cutting point at Q10. So this was a big opportunity for black to come back in the game. Capturing here was not so great. White can play Atari, and this go it's hard to fight. So this way, black should take the 2 stones, either like this or like this. But black wants to save everything. So now white captures the 2 stones. Very good to take right away. And in this case, white can capture more stones in the middle. We'll get there in a second. This was good. Instead of this Hane, first of all, white should turn K18 because the snapback is still there. So this will break the top side. Then in the top there is still Agi with a push and cut. At least white can play everything center on the left side. And now, instead of playing the Hane here, so center first, then push, N13. Now black needs to Nobi, and then white can just attach O15 and kill at least the tail. So when black plays here, white cuts. If black captures a stone, double attack, cut from behind, then Atari again, or leave it like this. Already the M14 group is dead. So play away, when Atari here, extend. So white can give up a stone as bait at O15 and catch those 5 stones in the center with a little bit of surrounding territory. That would be a big win for white. This way, white invites black out to connect to his stones to the right. So in the end, white can Hane O15 and capture 1 stone instead of capturing 5 stones. So white went for the little profit. This is a big point, but still, it's bigger to turn here first. Also, there is still Agi in the center with Atari and then attach, then Kosumi like this. If black blocks, Atari, and connect. Now black has to come back here, and when black captures the 2 stones in the center, black is forced to play many moves inside. In the end, the shape will be like this. Super painful and less points. So instead of playing S2, there's a smarter way to use the Agi of N6 with Suke, Hane, and so on. But once again, turn here first. Super big. So block, defend, then the Agi is gone. This monkey jump seems a little bit overstretched. If black just jumps down at A15 and white plays the wedge, Atari, cut, capture. Then that's it, the 2 stones die inside. So for white, in the top left corner, the right monkey jump, it's actually A16. Now black will protect, then protect again, Atari, and defend like this. But the right endgame for white is actually B15, Hane, connect, and defend. Then this move, and leave it like this. Turn in center, then another monkey jump. But the second monkey jump is good. Better just play Keima. So black could punish this by simply separate. And then white loses the game. Black could Atari first, and then defend, or leave it like this. Or connect under. Then when white captures, Atari take, and connect here for a double Atari. So white needs to protect. And anyway, for I shape, it's better to play C18. But probably black wanted to keep some less cotlets in the corner. The problem is when white plays here, black needs to defend. When Atari, black defends again. So if black Atari like this, white builds 1 point less. And when black plays C18, D16 is not going to be centered because black is all protected to against all the cuts. So that's fine. Cut, defend. Now there's a problem with the cut at D18. White can cut here. That's good. And capture. And capture again. Nice. If white goes down, this turns into a very big co-fight. So black has to take this. And now white has to look for co-threats in the center. So if black wants to keep everything alive, then white comes back and destroys the center. which is an option. And if white wins the ko, then white kills the corner. I mean, go down, this, cut, connect, take back. Then what can black do? Well, black has some threats too, but not that massive. So for example, black can go for 2 stones here. White will give them. It's center for white and then play away. So it's much bigger to kill the corner. Anyway, this is fine too, and now white should be center. The throw-in doesn't do anything. Black can take, but black can also take the ko. So white should just leave the position as it is in the top left corner and play Kosumi here. Black can take the ko, and then if white defends, black will leave the position like this, and it's center. So white was center a move ago, and now it's gote, and it's also minus. And then when black plays here, white will take back the ko, but now black can defend. So there is no gain for white trying the throw-in. It's just a wasted ko threat. This was just wrong. Black should connect Q2, and later play S1. Now, if white goes down S1, this is not center, because black doesn't need to protect. And black can play Atari here, Kosumi, or jump inside and connect under. And this way, black can win the game in the last few moves. Here, normally, black should connect solid. Even if it's an ugly shape, it leaves less ko threats. Playing like this, white can throw in an Atari later on to fight the ko. This move is big, so it prevents the Atari. This 1 point push in center doesn't have to be played too early. So I should play Kosumi like this. Because those J5 moves are always white's privilege. Black is not going to play here just to prevent a 1 point push. And later on, white can use this J5 to fight a ko. So it has to be kept in reserve as ko threat. That Atari is not so big. Black can play here or this one, and when white captures, black connects. Just a matter of 1 or half a point. So white got the big Kosumi on the second line. Also this one. Descend, not so big yet. Atari here, push and connect. Everything center. Then, yeah, push here is big. Lots of cuts. Then what else? Yeah, push like this also because of S12. Well, this A2 it's also kind of big because if black plays, he has a follow-up with Atari. But there were a few more center moves to be played first. That's correct. This is a 1 point. So there are bigger points. That's fine. Now here on the right side, black doesn't have to play this move. Black can still jump in S8 and connect under. And this way, it destroys more points. If white plays something like this, black separates and it's terrible. So playing here, this is a thank you move. Because black got a neutral point at R10 and white is building a few points around S8. This is a 1 point block. That here was bigger. Yeah, that's proper. I wonder. Yeah, it doesn't change much. It's okay to capture. This is fine too. Yeah, I must capture those stones. Now here, white can fight the ko. So push, destroys 1 point in center, and in the meantime it's a ko threat. Then take back the ko. And there's more agi, in fact. Because after the push, white can cut like this. Wow, this is deadly. Then extend, and then cut in the center. Because now when black goes Atari, white has a snapback. Oh, that's too much agi. So this push as a ko threat can create a lot of damage in the middle. Therefore, black cannot even block at 0-4. Black needs to play this solid move. And now white can enter again or play Atari first, Hane, and then another Hane. So this destroys lots of points in the middle. Even if black captures another stone, that's 1, 2, 3 points damage, but it's worth it for white. So black fixed that thing, and now only 1, 2 points left. Now the ko, and another ko. Yep. So actually this was white spin pretty much from the beginning to the end, but it could have been much bigger. So must pay attention to the last moves too. Enjoy the review and play more convincing next time.